This is 50 Shades of NBA podcast. This is your co-host, Trey.
This is Nathan.
And yeah, we got a fun one today.
Yeah, we do. Something different, never done before here on our podcast anyway.
First time ever.
Yeah, first time ever for any platform, any podcast. But we're going to bring in a good friend of ours, good friend of mine, my teammate.
Good friend of yours.
Okay, my bad.
I know the guy.
Okay. Classmate of Trey's.
Yep.
But
good personal friend.
Okay.
Personal friend.
There you go. But Justin Daly, he is probably the only and biggest Timberwolves fan I know.
I think he's the only and biggest Timberwolves fan ever. I don't really think they have fans
it's just him.
So
just him. Only one in the arena stadium type of deal.
Was it Target?
Yeah, the Target Center.
Yeah.
But anyway, without further ado, Senor Justin Daly, welcome to the show.
Hey, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Oh, there you go.
I got the applause. I found the button.
I love it, dude.
Hey.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. We really just want to give you a couple questions about your Timberwolves since, again, we know you're a pretty big fan of theirs and you feel that we haven't given them enough love, so I've heard. So
definitely.
Yeah, this is kind of the floor is yours. So I'll open it up to you by asking just your general thoughts and feelings about the season so far.
Thoughts on the season? I mean, we're sitting, 26 or 27 and 26 right now. Floating. Well, it's looking like we'll be like a play-in team, unfortunately, in the tough West Conference. Honestly, a big shining point for us this season is obviously Ant-Man. He's the guy. I mean, personally, I think sitting where we are without our big man Karl Anthony Towns is kind of a big deal. We've had him. I think we're 2 months and just a few days without Cat. 31 games without him.
Damn.
Honestly, I think obviously I wish we were better, but looking at our past, I would say that this is a good season for us. I mean, bouncing off of last year and all the memes that were talked about our team and me as a fan with Pat Bev celebrating the play-in win like we won the finals or something. But I don't know. I'm pleased for what we've got. I mean, we made that big trade for Gobert and sent a lot of guys that I personally think could have been big X factor guys for us coming off the bench over to Utah. For just Gobert.
Jared Vanderbilt, the guy, the GOAT.
Yeah, he's been doing his thing in Utah.
I miss Vando every day, man.
Yeah, he's been a great role player for the Jazz this year. I know it's like every other. I follow a couple Jazz Twitter accounts.
Oh, really?
They just I do. Shocker, but they drool over the man. I swear
they do.
Same with Beasley. They love him.
He's worth it. Beasley. He's worth it. Yeah, you guys.
I do want to ask you though, JD. Now that we're a few months into this Rudy Gobert experiment, how would you grade that trade now? Not great.
The Jazz won. That's for sure. I think looking at it, our GM was probably looking like we won a championship. We made the playoffs for the first time in however many years it was.
Yeah.
Second time since we've all been alive, the Timberwolves made the playoffs. They were like, all right. They kind of followed the trend of the other Minnesota organizations and went big on one player. And I don't know. I don't think it's really working out. I mean, I guess we've been able to be kept afloat without Cat. We have Gobert down there, but I don't know. I was personally really excited to kind of see how the team would look and how we'd play with the way that the league is all small ball, no like positionless basketball with two big men. We kind of went the old 2000, 2001, I think it was, San Antonio Spurs route, the Twin Towers.
Yep.
Cat's always been more of the selfish big man, likes to shoot threes. So with Gobert being down there, I'm sure he would have enjoyed his role floating on the 3-point line. But it's unfortunate. He's doing what he can. I mean, I don't know. This guy rarely scores over 10 points, but hey, what is he averaging? Like 15, 16 rebounds a game, which is
pretty
something we lacked last year.
For sure. When do you know, like when Cat and Rudy were on the floor together, how that looked as a team?
We don't have a big sample size for it.
Yeah, there's not a big sample size, but I don't know if you were
Yeah,
watching the games, but was it effective at all, or was it still too early for any chemistry to really develop?
I don't know. I think I'm pretty sure they enjoyed playing together, but
Hmm.
like I said, it's a little too early in the season to really tell. Like that's when everybody's still figuring it out.
For sure.
It would be great to have Cat back soon. I'm hoping we'll get him back after the All-Star break, but
Okay.
we'll never know. We have guys like Jaden McDaniel stepping up this year,
Yeah.
and
He's been going crazy for sports
hey,
betting.
only there's only one player. There's only one player in the NBA to have 50 plus steals and 50 plus blocks, and that happens to beat that man, Jaden McDaniel. So
All
I think
right.
that guy needs love.
Are you saying maybe some DPOI consideration or some nods, or is that a little too much
Some
for you?
nods. I
Okay.
don't know. There's other great
Some all
defenders in
defense
the
team.
NBA.
Okay.
Definitely an all defensive NBA team.
Okay.
It's got to happen. If it's not, it's rigged. It's rigged.
All right. I dig it.
He's been nice. He's hit a 3 in like I want to say 14 of his last 15 games.
Do you know that from
I know
betting?
that from sports
Okay.
betting. Yeah,
He's
but
been reliable
he's
for you.
been he's made some money for me.
Okay, I dig it. Um,
Yeah.
kind we're moving past that, but looking at the trade deadline, how it's coming up, and like you said, the Wolves are kind of hanging out in that play-in spot. Do you think a trade would help them make a further playoff push, or just get that 6th seed so they don't have to worry about falling into the play-in tournament? Or are you content with how the team looks now and you think they can figure it out?
Yeah, that's a great question because I think that we are kind of in a little funky spot.
Mm-hmm.
I think that we have the guys to compete and maybe get out of the play-in spot, but like the West is so competitive.
Yeah.
There's not really too much that we can really do to our team. We have guys like D'Angelo Russell that could possibly be shopped because he's going to be a restricted or unrestricted free agent at the end of this season.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that with Ant, we're going to have to pay him big, and we need to give him whatever money he wants.
Yeah,
And
for
if
real.
D'Lo is going to be a problem with that in the future, I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea to shop him.
Yeah.
I have been seeing some reports that the Nuggets they're shopping guard Bones Highland, who's been
Yep.
pretty hot this season.
Yes, he
I
is.
feel like that wouldn't be a bad move for us. But just looking at our roster, there's not really too many guys we could really give up,
Mm-hmm.
aside from maybe Jalen Noel, who's been a big guy for us coming off the bench this year. Maybe a guy like Torrin Prince, Brian Forbes. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I like our. It could just be my personal bias, but I personally enjoy our team a lot.
Yeah, for real. I'm looking at the standings right now, and like the West is so tight and competitive.
Yeah, I was just looking at that too.
They're literally half a game behind the Mavericks, who are in the 6th seed right now.
Yeah.
And they're sharing, win-loss differential right now with the Pelicans, and half a game behind the Suns. And
Yeah, it's
crazy.
ridiculously close.
it really is.
The difference between, I believe, the 10th seed and the 1st seed is 8 wins.
That's ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy in the
You got-
West.
You got teams like the Thunder, man, like
Yeah.
Thunder, Portland. I mean, LA. Maybe they'll figure it out.
Uh-huh.
They
I
got
don't know. But after that, there's a big drop. It just goes from the Lakers with 23, and then you go down to San Antonio.
Yeah,
14.
it's literally the Spurs
The
and
edge of a cliff.
Rockets that you're like, all right, they
They're
have
out.
no hope.
They're out.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I agree. I'm excited for the trade deadline regardless, but I do appreciate you bringing in your perspective as a T-Wolves fan there.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh yeah.
I think we're gonna move on, closing up.
I have
our
one more
T-Wolves.
T-Wolves
Oh, okay,
thing.
my
I got
bad.
one
My
more.
bad.
One
So,
more.
hear it.
All
One
right.
more thing. Real quick. So at the end of the season,
Okay.
Naz Reid, who I've been in love with since his days at
Mhm.
LSU, is going to be a restricted free agent. Looking at your center depth and your forward depth already you got Torian, who's like a 3-4. You got Rudy and Cat, obviously. You got what's his butt who stepped up. I forgot his name already. The 3-point shooting guy with 15-50.
Jaden McDaniel.
Jaden
Okay.
McDaniels.
Tatum and those, yeah.
Are you guys? Would you be looking to shop Naz Reid right now? I mean, I know the Nuggets want a first for Bones Highland, but would you? Is that something you'd be looking at as like Naz Reid in a second? Because you really don't have the ability to trade a first right now, just because thanks to the Stepien rule, every other year you can't trade a first. You've already swapped out 4 for Rudy. I mean, or would you rather keep Naz Reid for the long term?
I think he's been playing good the past few years, and this year he stepped up big with Cat being gone. I'm kind of like you, Trey. I've been digging Naz Reid since he was in high school. I love Big Jelly. When we grabbed him, I was very pleased, and like you bring up a point I hadn't really even considered. Really, I mean, we could shop him. That could be good, but I mean, if we give our money to our young guys and keep them around, I wouldn't see why keeping a guy like him up to come off the bench for us would be a bad asset for us.
Yeah, I mean, totally fair. You can never have too much of a good thing, especially if you get off
Right.
that D'Lo contract or you don't extend him past this year. That frees up a lot of, not cap space, but cap flexibility where you can afford to keep those guys. So
A little more wiggle room for sure.
a little more wiggle room.
Cool. I'll give it to you, Justin. Like any final takes, hot takes you got before we say goodbye.
A hot take.
Give it to us.
I want to
Timberwolves
say it's
or
like
the
two
NBA?
out of a take. I think I want to see my man Ant in the All-Star game, whether that's coming off the bench for being like an injured reserve guy.
Yeah.
He's been having a season. Anthony Edwards has not missed a single game this year.
Which is
even despite dealing with multiple injuries, he literally leads the NBA in total minutes played. He's fourth in points, second in steals, and he's the best player on the top 6 seed team.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't see why he wouldn't. He's the guys he's competing with are like Devin Booker, and he's played more games than Devin Booker. Devin Booker's only played like 29 games this year.
He's missed a lot of time with injury.
And Ant's putting up comparable numbers in just his last 31 games over D-Book. I know that's bold. The D-Book's a league favorite. I'm a big D-Book guy myself, but it'd be really cool to see a young guy like Ant. He's 21 years old.
Yep.
Give Ant the start. Give Ant the All-Star.
He deserves it.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with you.
Yeah, no,
that'd be the best birthday present ever. We figure that out on Thursday.
I love it.
Need it.
I love it. All right, Justin, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're always welcome. We loved it.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming on the pod, man.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Dude, yeah, no, whenever you guys want, just shoot me a text. I really appreciate the opportunity to shed some light on one of my favorite NBA teams.
Absolutely.
Justin, is there anywhere that you want people to find you? Is there an Instagram you want people to follow? Give us the shout out. This is your free moment to plug yourself.
Plug myself, Instagram, Justin Daily 1. You can follow me on there. Shout out 50 Shades of the NBA podcast. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Hashtag big pod.
I'll see you boys tomorrow. Appreciate it.
Hey, I'll see you, class.
Love you, bro. We'll see you later. All right, that was awesome.
Great.
Yeah, that was awesome. Justin, again, thank you for coming on. It was a lot of fun.
What a king.
Yeah, that was awesome.
What a great guy.
Have to do that more often.
Yeah.
But right on. Well,
let's just start grabbing randos off the street.
Hey, do you like basketball? All right, come on.
No? Okay, you want to come on? I guess anyway?
Yeah, we'll feed you stuff. Feed you stuff. But
why did you just hand me a piece of paper that says Joel is better than Hakeem?
Man, don't worry about it. Just
say the words.
Just say it. Say you're credible too. Pretend you went to like a D1 school. I don't even know.
Say you were Hakeem's best friend.
Yeah, trust me, Joel's way better than this bum.
Per sources.
Guy on the street. But anyway, we'll get into the rest of our show. And we're going to start with Joel and Jokic. They had a great showdown last week. Yeah, Trey, you take your breath. But it had my entire Twitter timeline ablaze with Joel highlights, Joel like MVP, because this was like shortly after it was announced he was not going to be a all-star starter.
Yeah.
And maybe a day or two. I don't remember.
It was like the day after.
Yeah, it was literally the day after. So he was coming out with something. Yeah, he was coming out with something to prove, and he definitely did it. He literally, like I said, had all of NBA Twitter ablaze for 24 hours. But that being said, Trey, what do you got for me?
Joel Embiid is the best player in the entire basketball league.
All right.
Right now.
Mm-hmm.
As of this exact moment, I agree with that statement with nothing less than all of my heart.
Mm-hmm.
The dude, so let me give you a stat line here.
Yeah. Read it to me.
I'm going to read you two numbers. I'm going to read you point totals for both Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid, which no disrespect to Jokic.
Yeah.
Jokic is easily one of the top two centers in the league. It's Jokic and Embiid or Embiid and Jokic. There's no other argument. 47 points, 24 points. That's right. Embiid had 47. Oh, 18 rebounds, 8 rebounds.
Okay. Keep it going.
That's Joel. But hey, okay, so at least, Joel only finished with 5 assists compared to Jokic's 9.
Yeah. I mean, still though, for a guy like Jokic, who is regarded as the best passing big man possibly of all time.
Easily of all time.
A 4 assist difference, I don't think is
They both had 2 blocks.
Astronomical. Okay.
But Joel had 3 steals to go with those 2 blocks. He also had 6 turnovers. Joel had 6 turnovers.
Okay.
Jokic had 7.
All right.
Also, Jokic had 3 players score in the top 20. You know how many Joel had? Not top 20. Scored in 20 points.
Yeah, scoring 20 points. I'm going to say at least 1, maybe.
0.
0. All right.
0.
And who won that game?
Who won that game? The 76ers won that game. Because
right.
Joel Embiid is so much better than Jokic. It's not even funny. After the game, Embiid was like, there's no disrespect here. Like, Jokic is a 2-time MVP. That's what he said.
Yeah,
that's just a fact.
That was really cool.
It's so cool because they don't dislike each other at all. Like they clearly have so much respect.
Yeah, there's no beef. That's all.
Joel deserves more than anything to at least be all NBA first team. I'm going to lose my mind. He's never gotten it?
I believe he's never. Yeah,
that's
I believe
crazy.
That. I believe that.
That's crazy.
Has he just been second team? That's the ceiling.
Second team
right now?
Because Jokic has won the past 2 MVPs.
Wow. And then I'm assuming guys like Giannis or LeBron, KD, they're taking those other spots.
Well, Joel and Jokic are the only center spots for the All NBA team because they do it by position. You're thinking All-Star.
Thinking All-Star, dude.
No, they do it by position, which is crazy.
So tough.
When you look at this, you see Joel Embiid had 2 All-Star starters and then 2 All-NBA second teams. So you would go, okay, he was good. No, you don't understand. He finished second MVP voting both times.
Yep, you did.
It's just you can't have 2 All-NBA first-team centers. Also, they changed the thing so that Joel could be voted in as a forward. Yeah. And so could Jokic if the voters so please. They just chose Jason Tatum instead last year.
Crazy.
No reason. Like these same players were like, yeah, Jokic, then Embiid, then everyone else. And then they went, yeah, I like Tatum more for that forward spot. Like, no.
He's kind of cool,
Give it to him. Give it to him. I'm losing my mind over here. Yeah. I'm pretty sure, at that time, I believe Joel was just coming off his Nets game where he killed the Nets. Shout out to Nick Claxton. He had a great game in that one, too.
Could be a sleeper for DPOY.
He could be a sleeper for a lot of things. I think he's going to win Most Improved.
Oh, all right. I would disagree with that, but
we'll get to that. Yeah, because you're thinking Laurie.
Yeah, I'm thinking Laurie.
That's probably makes more sense than what I said.
All right,
but
keep going.
It's ridiculous. Like he moved up to second and then came out, and this is the second year in a row that they've had a Nuggets Sixers game, and most media has gone deciding of the MVP. Yeah, and it's just not been fair because Jokic's team is usually better coached. No offense to Doc. He's done a great job. Like 19 and 4 in our last 25 or something crazy. But no offense to Doc, but Malone is a great coach.
Indeed, he is
doing great things. Jokic has never outdueled him personally. Like any minute that Jokic is trying to guard Embiid, is a minute where Embiid scores. Yep, it's almost. I think he went like in the fourth. I believe Jokic was like 2 for 8.
I believe it.
And that Embiid was like 8 for 5. Yeah. Something crazy. He made 3 extra buckets on top of his attempts. It was insane.
He was going at him, like intentionally just saying, Jokic, come guard me, and I'm taking it to you. Whether it was a 3 ball, which he had on Jokic's head. Oh my gosh. That was nasty to see.
Disrespectful from a 7 foot.
Yeah, literally. 7-footer doing that. And then just driving in and giving him the business.
You see that? You see that blow by reverse jam?
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking about. Yeah, he literally took it personally.
Joel feasted and then paid nothing but respect.
Yep, which is cool.
I love it.
It was really cool.
I love it.
It was a great post game interview giving Jokic his flowers, but I think kind of at the same time saying, I'm here type of deal. Like that.
Yeah.
That was a statement game.
That was the most
For-
statement-y of statement games I've ever seen.
All right.
I don't. And then I was like, I saw that. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
Embiid's got player of the week at the very least.
Yeah.
Giannis dropped 50 the next game.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like,
know.
never mind.
Yep.
Okay.
maybe not. Didn't it was Luka? He dropped.
A ridiculous amount.
Yeah, it was 50 or something. I don't even know. And then Dame had a good night the other night too.
Who did Luka yelled at someone the other night and was like,
He was yelling at the Pistons like assistant coach.
Isaiah Livers. No. He was yelling
Or-
at Isaiah Livers on the Pistons.
Okay.
Who's like a backup power forward, and he
Yeah.
said, "Who are you?" and then laughed.
Oh my god.
And I was like, "This man is a menace.
Yeah.
Someone needs to stop him."
Literally.
Also, don't stop this. I like it.
Mhm.
Oh, Joel also got fined for his DX celebration.
that was
He got fined
so funny,
$25K.
dude.
To be
That was
fair,
so funny.
I understand why they fined him. So that was the primetime game, right?
Yep.
And that's Sixers.
Yep.
Ben Simmons returned to Philly. Also,
Mhm.
he dropped his Ben Simmons dropped his fifth highest point total of the entire year in that game.
11.
12.
Wow.
I know. It was not great. He dropped 20 once earlier in the year. That was pretty good.
Oh my gosh.
And Ben definitely got more aggressive, especially when
Ben.
Montrez minutes came in.
Yeah.
So that was from just a lover of basketball, not necessarily a liker of Ben Simmons, but I just don't like him as a basketball player, not as a
Yeah.
person. So it's cool
That's
to
fair.
see him get his mojo back a little bit there.
Yeah, I know you and I were talking about it. I don't remember if it was on the podcast or in private, but you said that you don't think he would like ever play in Philadelphia again.
I didn't think he would, and
Yeah.
he had the game that night.
I know.
I thought for sure he was gonna be like, my back hurts.
Yeah,
I don't
was
want to play
thinking
there.
of you though when I saw him out there on the court. I was like, oh well,
There
I
he
guess
is.
that settles
It
that.
was that night.
Yeah,
So
it was
that's
that
why I
night.
said that. I was
Okay,
like,
that's right.
I think he's just gonna step out of this game.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna be a last minute scratch.
Poked in the eye. Oh, my knee hurts.
Yeah,
That was
and then I realized he was definitely gonna play when the betting opened, and I
Mhm.
could bet on Ben Simmons, so
All
I
right,
did.
there you go. Vegas
5
knows.
assists, 5 rebounds.
Easy money. You get that?
Yeah.
Nice.
He always gets that.
Okay.
Almost always. Sometimes he'll
reliable
finish
on
like
that.
4 assists.
Okay.
No, I mean, Ben at the same time. Oh, I don't want to talk about Ben.
Okay.
So Joel at this
No more
game
Ben.
was going crazy. He was making
Uh-huh.
a statement against Ben Simmons
Yep.
because Ben thought he should be the focal point of the team.
Yep.
Joel thought he should. That's where a lot of the tension
Philly
started.
made the right choice.
They did, absolutely. But Ben's also the reason we traded Jimmy Butler. Didn't resign him, so that's unfortunate. But
Yeah, that's
can't live in the
unfortunate.
past. Moving on. Joel's looking great. James looks great.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of 2 players averaging 20 and 10 this season. The other being
on.
Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh.
Shout out. But yeah, so Joel was at the game, made the statement, did the DX celebration. You
Yep.
know who was in attendance at that game? Adam
Who?
Silver,
Oh my
the
god.
commissioner.
That's awesome.
I'm pretty sure, I can't
That's
confirm.
textbook.
I have no proof behind this. There is
Yeah.
no source.
Yeah.
I like to think he was looking directly at the commissioner when he did that.
That's awesome.
In my head canon, that's what happened.
Yeah,
in
I
real
mean-
life, no idea.
It'd kind of be a little storybook
It would.
tale to it. You
Look
know?
him in the eye, DX celebration. And then
Adam knew right then and there. He's like, I can't do that.
he's like, I can't let this
Yeah.
slide. 25K.
Really. The disrespect.
Yeah, it was awesome though.
Yeah.
And then immediately after that, drops 47.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped a decent amount against the Magic in a loss yesterday too. I think he
Yeah.
dropped, I was gonna say 30,
Mm-hmm.
30 exactly, 30, 11, and 5
Word.
with 2 blocks and 2 steals. My boy.
There you go, Joel. Yeah, I think whenever the MVP ladder comes out again for their updated rankings,
I bet Jokic will still be 1.
no way.
I guarantee Jokic
No
is still
way,
1.
dude.
I'm gonna lose my. Jokic has not been number 1 in the MVP ladder
Yeah.
since that first season. Jokic won
Uh-huh.
about, I want to say 30 games into the season.
Yeah, are you saying Joel hasn't been one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Since the first season, Jokic won.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah. Always been hanging around that top 5, top 3.
Yep.
Just tougher and ping ponging between 2.
They had
and-
DeMar DeRozan over him at one point.
I remember when DeMar was getting some MVP consideration.
He shouldn't have been.
No. he
I
should
love
not have.
DeMar.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Don't
no
talk
hate
crazy.
on DeMar, but like,
Shout out Alex Brecken, who was very much on the DeMar to MVP.
yeah.
He called him the MVP.
I don't know about that one.
It was all right. It was pretty. It's a better nickname than MVP'd. I'm not gonna lie.
MVP'd.
It's a little. It's all right, you know.
DeMar VP. Okay, yeah, definitely.
But DMVP.
Oh, DMVP'd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
The
better
MVP is
than-
pretty solid.
Yeah.
That being
I gotta
said,
give that to him.
Joel's so much better.
Yeah, he is.
Whoever your favorite player is, Joel is better.
Like Michael Jordan.
I stand by what I said.
Joel is better than Michael Jordan per Trey.
Per sources.
Per sources. My bad.
Slam my water bottle down.
Sources, yeah, in a dramatic fashion. But no, it was a great matchup. Definitely, I think lived up to the hype because they're back and forth for the most part in that game.
They were.
Yeah.
I mean, the Sixers were down, I think, like 16, 17, 19 points going into half or something crazy. And they just were like, no, we're going on an 11-2 run, 12-2 run.
I think it's even more impressive how you said earlier that no one on the Sixers, aside from Joel, had even over 20. And you're going against I don't know about that, Trey, but you're going against Jokic, who's back-to-back MVP, and he has 2 or 3 other teammates that are putting up 22.
Jamal had 22, and Michael Porter Jr. had 20.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon had 18.
He's getting a lot of help. Shout out Aaron Gordon, too. He's been having a hell of a season. He's definitely benefited from Jokic's play. Kind of, I don't want to say revitalized him and his career, but
the Nuggets
the trend he had with the Magic, it
wasn't going anywhere. Yeah.
But that was my piece on that really quick.
The Nuggets had 4 players score more points than the second highest scoring player on the Sixers.
Dude. Who had a second highest?
James Harden was 17.
Wow.
You know who was after that?
Tyrese?
George Niang.
Really?
Yeah. King George.
Right.
He was tied with Tobias with 14.
Word.
And then DeAnthony and Tyrese poured in 13 each. And then it was just a couple twos.
Word. 2
from PJ, 2 from Shea. Also, shout out PJ. Okay, hold on. Shout out PJ Tucker, because PJ Tucker was the primary person guarding Jokic in the second half.
Yeah.
Murdered that man.
That is awesome.
Put him in the Dortcher, took Lou Dort's name, put him in the Dortcher chamber, and took him down. It was awesome. Shout out PJ Tucker.
All right.
I don't give you a lot of love on here because you don't really do anything super flashy. You just kind of
never really been a flashy.
He does
player,
that grit
though.
work.
Yeah.
And he pairs up with superstars really well. So it was
selfless.
It was good. Yes, he's a very selfless player.
Yeah, absolutely.
For 10 mil, I'll guard Jokic and Giannis and KD every night.
Why not?
Yeah,
someone's got to. Why not me?
I'll do it. Let me in there. You know they're gonna score 50. Let me be the one they score 50 on.
Yeah, literally. Man, what a dude.
I like PJ Tucker. PJ Tucker holds it down.
I thought that was a very exciting signing for the Sixers, honestly.
I thought it was going to pay off a little bit more, but I understand that's a playoff signing.
Postseason time, yeah, for sure.
You get playoff.
That's where you get
Tucker
a lot of his value from.
Yeah, and it's totally worth it. I mean, 3 year, $30 million is crazy. Crazy.
Yeah,
he'll be 40 at the end of that.
Oh my god,
like a literal 40, not like.
You think he plays that contract out, or
yeah? Why would you retire? You're getting paid $10 million a year.
It's fair.
Unless Morey goes, I'll pay you $7 million right now to retire. Right? Like, that's the only way.
Little mini buyout. Yeah. I hear you. But this is kind of perfect, though. Talking about Joel.
Yep.
Jokic. Some of the biggest stars in our game.
I almost barked again. I don't know what that was.
I don't know what's with you. It's the dog.
I got my dog back home. Shout out Madden.
Shout out Madden. He doesn't know what's happening.
He's very cute, though.
But I want to talk about just the biggest all-star starter snubs. Like I said, it plays perfectly into. Man. I know. I have to. But it plays perfectly into. I think who your biggest snub and my biggest snub.
The biggest snub.
Yeah. No, it's perfect. But
yeah. Cam Johnson.
Snub? Yeah, obviously.
Joel Embiid, obviously. Yeah. I mean,
it's Joel.
Listen, I'm not even that upset. You know, just because it's against Giannis, KD, and Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
KD being great above him is kind of crazy, but KD was definitely playing his way into MVP consideration.
He was until the injury.
Yeah, and the injury's been a minute, but he'll be back hopefully before then.
Yeah, he said he wants to play All-Star games. So.
Yeah, which would be cool.
Yeah.
Man, it's just rough because he's scoring more than I believe all of them.
Yep.
Rebounding more than all than Giannis. His true shooting I think is third out of those 4. There's a cool graphic somewhere. I thought I liked it, but I didn't. But yeah, no, he just is having such a good season, and it's just not even really his fault.
Yeah, that he's not
in any way, and I can't be super mad about it. Because obviously Giannis, KD, Joel, and
it's a great group.
Tatum are the 4 front court players.
Yep.
That being said, bite me. Put Joel in there.
Yeah. Who would you take out?
I'd probably take out Giannis. I'd take out Giannis.
Take out Giannis. Okay.
Yeah. Tatum's been going. I would take out Tatum and Giannis. KD deserves to be there, despite the injury.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason why I would take out KD is just because of the injury, and the other guys have played more games. But
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Number 2, who's the second biggest snub for you?
Why don't you give me your number 2? I gave you my number 1.
Yeah, we both agree on the number 1, but my number 2 is Domantas Sabonis.
Figured.
We voted on our long distance podcast.
The most listened to podcast of 50 Shades of NBA.
Pretty cool. But I had him as a starter with LeBron and Jokic, obviously. And the man that got in ahead of him is Zion Williamson, which if you're just looking at their games and that's it, cool, great, I get it. Yeah, Zion is he's a better player at the end of the day, but you also have a guy who's missed half the season, 29 games at the time of the All-Star starters were announced. But I don't know. I hate that because you get guys with, having great seasons and they definitely deserve it. And I think injuries should be factored in when making these lineups. But that's just
they should be factored in more.
They should be, yeah.
Because there's no reason like KD, despite the injuries, he should be an All-Star this year.
Yeah,
he should. He will be.
Yeah, he will be an All-Star.
Yeah,
yeah.
Even if you want to put him in reserve just because he's missed a ton of time,
which I'm cool with.
Yeah,
because at that point, granted, there's a lot of great players in this game, but who the stars are. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, Sabonis is my All-Star snub behind
Sabonis
Joel.
is also my number 2.
Okay, right on.
Over Zion as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm curious, do you have a number 3?
I do have a number 3. I do.
It?
I have a tie for number 3, actually.
All right.
Let me take a look at the Western guards real quick.
Yeah.
They are Steph and Luka, right?
Yep. Great list.
I think Steph should be pulled out of that starters list.
Okay.
And replaced by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Man, Trey, you're just doing my All-Star lineup, dude.
Am I really?
Yeah, bro. It was Luka and SGA.
I definitely voted for Steph.
You did too. That's the best.
He was
part
going
of
crazy
it.
at the time.
He was.
He was going crazy. No, it definitely should have been SGA. He's still averaging, I believe, almost 30, if not over 30. I think
he is over. Yeah, I'm pretty positive.
He's going crazy. Over 30. He's going crazy. We have 5 players go over 30 right now.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it really is so fun. We should go to a Bucks game.
We should.
And then my other number 3.
Let
me take a look at the East real quick. I want to take out Kyrie Irving.
Okay. Who would you put in?
James Harden. One of 2 players going 20 and 10 this year.
Okay.
I don't okay me. Shut up.
I'm listening. I'm listening.
It is James Harden should be totally in there. He has been so good as of late. Seriously been going crazy. He's had he definitely has nights where he takes it off offensively, but you can do that when Joel's scoring 57 points.
Yep.
40,000 points, 23 and drops an extra 16 blocks.
Yeah.
Going crazy out there.
All right.
But when it's just so not. I shouldn't say it's not really a stub. I do like the All-Star starters.
Yeah.
In terms of who they chose, Kyrie, D-Mitch.
Yep.
Those were the correct guard choices.
D-Mitch was an absolute given.
My third, maybe second, but I'm super biased, was that James should have made it over Kyrie.
Okay.
If not for any other reason, then Kyrie's a headache.
Okay, that's fair. Just the off the court stuff.
Yeah, it's a bad look for the NBA. You should have meddled with that a little bit more.
Okay. I'm shocked that he did make the starters list purely because of his off-court stuff.
Everyone seems to have forgotten about it.
Yeah, and at the time it genuinely seemed like, I don't want to say the end of the world, but that's kind of the light.
It did look like the end of his
Kyrie,
career.
Yeah, that was kind of the light that the media was putting Kyrie's actions and situation in. So I was shocked to see him as a starter. Not that he doesn't deserve it. He's a phenomenal basketball player. He's great. And
see, Austin Rivers called him the most beautiful basketball player.
Did he really?
Yeah.
He might be, dude. He's so freaking crafty.
He's so crafty with it.
Kyrie's his game is remarkable.
It's so nice to watch.
I also had Kyrie, being subbed out in place for Jaylen Brown, who he's played a couple more games.
Wrong, Jaylen.
And not Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I think Brunson will probably be an all-star.
Oh,
Reserve.
Going off of Jalen Brunson real quick, RJ
Yeah.
Barrett did not hit a 3.
Trey had a parlay. It was going to be what, $5 to 26.
Yep.
Yeah, and all he needed was
RJ to
Barrett
hit
to
1
hit a
3.
three.
There was a lot of harder things in there.
Oh, absolutely.
And RJ going 0 for 3 from 3. I think they lost 2. And overtime is rough.
That's good for one of my friends who
The 10-cent parlay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did a live 10-cent parlay. But yeah, I think Brown should be in over Kyrie Irving. He's played a couple more games.
Mm-hmm.
Similar points per game. They're both averaging 27. Very similar shooting percentage from the field, hovering right around 48, 49. I think Brown has the higher of the two. And Kyrie shooting better from 3. But other than that, like, Brown has better rebound stats, a little lower on the assists, but that's purely because of the position. But I don't know. I thought he deserved it a little more. Been on the court more. Going back to the off the court stuff, you don't hear anything about Brown and his actions. And like, props to him for being on the best team in the East for
Weeks
the better part of the season thus far.
Seriously.
So he was my pick. Kyrie, again, great player, but I think I also just wanted my all-star starters to be perfect. So
You were close.
I was close.
Did you put Joel on the bench?
No, I had Joel in and KD and Giannis. So I had Tatum on the bench technically at the time, but that was pre-KD injury.
Sadness.
Yep, indeed it was. But
overall, you did really good on all stars this year.
I was very proud of myself.
I did very okay.
Yeah, you did.
I did very
all right,
okay. I had a couple ones where I was like, I don't want to go with what I think is actually going to happen. I want to go with someone random.
Yeah.
Hence the Jalen Brunson.
Absolutely.
I love Jalen Brunson, man.
I know.
He's like a 7-foot big man from the 90s in a 6'1" point guard's body.
You love to see it.
I do.
He's been doing his thing, though, with the Knicks. They've been really competitive.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they just lost the Lakers thanks to RJ Barrett going 0 for 3 from 3.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me, RJ?
RJ, get your stuff together, dude.
No, it's okay. Don't even fret. Just I need you to Venmo me $26.
Oh, my God. I love it. Or at least 5. Get your money back.
Yeah, 5's fine.
And where can they find your Venmo, Trey?
I don't know. I have zero clue.
Oh, damn. All right. That's a topic for next week when we find Trey's Venmo.
Next week on 50 Shades of NBA.
Trey's
we find Trey's Venmo.
That's the title. You guys can
Trey's
stay tuned for
Venmo
that.
is ...
I love it. But yeah, moving on. We got NBA officiating and the NBA reviews. Ooh.
I wanted to add one thing onto All-Star. I'd like to shout out 3 players. That normally happens. We're always on battery saver during this part of the podcast.
Okay, beautiful.
I would like to shout out George Niang.
Yep.
Furkan Korkmaz.
Yep.
And Paul Reed.
Paul Reed.
Who each received player votes.
Okay.
For the All-Star starter list.
Who in the Sixers locker room was voting
I'm
for
guessing Joel.
Nice. What a dude.
It was Paul Reed got 1.
Yeah.
Furkan Korkmaz got 1, which is wild. And then George Niang got 5 All-Star starter votes.
Okay.
And I think it's because he's been throwing down with people lately. He also almost got in a fight with Shake Milton.
That's what's up.
But then they posted on Instagram together after the game, and it was like, Shake tried to tell me I was too quiet, and I said, nuh-uh.
That's awesome.
I love it.
That is awesome. All right, I appreciate that, Trey.
Yep, just a little shout out.
Yeah, a little shout out to your boys, to your team. But yeah, NBA officiating as of this past week has really taken a lot of heat, as has the review rules and processes. And really all this was sparked because of the Lakers-Celtics game where LeBron was not given or wasn't called for a shooting foul. Looking back at the
Tatum
pictures,
wasn't called for a shooting foul.
Yeah, LeBron didn't get the shooting foul is what I meant. Yeah, but Tatum very clearly on the replay and just any picture that you look at was slapping the heck out of LeBron's forearm, which caused him to miss the game-winning layup. And LeBron, as I tweeted out, was very upset and had to some a entertaining reaction to it, but there's a lot of anger and
frustration.
Yeah, frustration that was expressed in that moment. But yeah, so of course, the officiating from that night and the review process came into question, and I want to know your thoughts on where it is currently and if it were to change, what you'd want to see.
So right now, let me
Yep.
give it to you. So after a successful challenge, you get one
Yep.
challenge per game. And
Uh-huh.
after a successful challenge, you don't get your challenge back.
Yep.
And then also, if it's a no call, like a non-call,
Yeah.
you can't challenge it. You
Okay.
can't be like, I think that was a foul challenge.
Yeah.
So these two things came into factor with that final play because first and foremost, it was a no call, so you can't challenge it, which is weird.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It seems like it would slow the game down a lot. But
It would.
the second part of that is even if they could challenge a no call, Darvin Ham, Lakers head coach, shout out him. He's been doing great. He challenged a call earlier in the game, got it reversed, won the challenge. You don't get your challenge back.
Uh-huh.
And so this raises the thing of head coaches don't use their challenge until late in the fourth because you only get one per game.
Yeah.
So I think the biggest change they could do here is give one per half.
Yep.
Right? So you get one in the first half, one in the second half.
Yep.
And in these halves, like, you can use your challenge.
Mm-hmm.
If it's successful, you can get it back.
All right.
It slows the game down a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Especially the first half ones. Even if you want to be like, you get replenishing.
Yeah.
And if you have your challenge from the first half, you have replenishes in the second half. Even if it's something like that to keep the game
carry
speeding.
over, or okay,
basically. So it'd be like, all right, here's a challenge. If you don't use it in the first half, you get to the second half.
Cool.
You have unlimited challenges as long as you get them right.
Okay.
But if you use your challenge in the first half, you don't get unlimited challenges in the second half. You just get the one.
Okay. Gotcha.
It's just tricky because obviously, like, the refs weren't paid or anything, like everyone says.
I think that's always kind of a silly assumption.
On the video, it's hard to watch and it's hard to see so quickly because it's just like everything's happening. Like I didn't even see the foul until I saw the replay.
Okay.
I was just like, I know there's contact there. I don't know what it is. I don't know who it's on. You see the replay. It's the most obvious. Jason Tatum is grabbing his arm.
Yep.
The NBA, like seconds after it happened, was like, yeah, it was a foul.
Yeah, the NBA referee Twitter page too also came out and apologized publicly, saying that was a bad missed call. Like, we apologize.
I mean, it changed the outcome of the game.
It
100%.
did. Yeah, because the Lakers went on to lose that.
Yeah,
so.
and if LeBron goes to the line, no time left.
Yeah,
he'll hit one of two at the bare minimum.
Yep. Absolutely.
It's just rough. It's just weird. But if you want to see a photo and the video of the final play, you can head to our Instagram, 50 Shades of NBA Pod.
Yep.
We got the video. We got the photo directly on it. And then
a little blur of,
we tweeted about it as well at 50 Shades of NBA Pod _ right when it happened. So if you want to see these highlights, that's the place to have them. It really is. Like, we usually tweet out the best highlights. Or the most controversial moments.
Absolutely. I know. I appreciate your take on it. I'm with you on the officiating. I also think that officiating for any professional sport, it's probably got to be such a difficult job on and off.
It can never be 100%.
No, you're never going to be 100%. They're always going to be under fire for making a call or not making a good call. So honestly, I would never want to be a ref in that kind of spotlight, because you're literally being monitored every which way, and it's got to be a lot to
shout out Colin Barnett.
Colin Barnett.
Yeah.
Who? Can you enlighten me? Who is Colin Barnett?
Colin Barnett is a NBA G League ref, I believe, or WNBA ref.
Yeah.
Who's very similar life story to me. It's really weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe after college you just go be a NBA or a G League ref.
Dude, he's in Richmond, where I'm moving.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, that's awesome.
He's South Korean.
Reach out.
I am also South Korean.
Reach out.
It's weird. I did.
For fun. Okay.
Yeah, he doesn't respond. It's okay.
Not yet. I'm knocking on wood for you.
Yeah.
But that was my take on the officiating. Like, they're not going to make every call. It sucks. But as far as the review goes, I'm okay if, kind of similar to the NFL, they have two that they can use at any point in the game. If you use one and you don't win it, you lose a timeout type of deal.
Bam.
But I'd also be interested for cases like this where things aren't called on the field, but like the league or whoever, the booth can go back and review it, maybe within the last minute of a game. Because controversial calls like this always happen. And I think to prevent that, maybe just the postseason or something like that, I think it's something worthwhile to look into.
It's a natural product of human error.
Yeah, it definitely is. But I think if we can limit it as much as we can, why not? I do get it would slow the game down and all that, but if you can make the game better, a better product and more, I want to say correct outcomes, but outcomes that could or should happen given whether or not a call was called or wasn't. I don't know if you can correct that, and
it's way above our pay grade.
Yeah, right, it is. I'm just pitching ideas. I'm throwing pasta to the wall.
If you want us to come do this for you, we will.
I'll get a whole whiteboard and start.
I'll drop out of college. You give me a job, I'll drop out of college. NBA.
There you go. I'm right there with you. I'll do my 12 credits online.
Bam, bam.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what I do too. Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. I'm 89 days away.
89.
89. I have a countdown.
Dental high five before my dog kills you.
Okay, that's what's up. But we're kind of running low on our battery here, so
yeah. So we've run through this last one. We're at 10%. So Toronto Raptors are shopping OG Anunoby. The asking price is 3 first-round picks, which has been rumored to have been something that was offered before.
Yep.
May have been the Raptors trying to fake it and try to be like, yo, someone already gave us 3 first-round picks. You should also offer that.
Which is smart from organizational
but also
standpoint.
From other organizational standpoint, don't give up 3 first-round picks for OG Anunoby.
Nope.
I did recently see a trade. I'm going to go crazy fast here. So recently saw a trade where the Philadelphia 76ers, Toronto Raptors went into a trade discussion.
Yep.
Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey for Gary Trent Jr. and OG Anunoby. No draft compensations, 2 for 2 straight up. Maybe 3 for 2. We might be able to get Thad Young out of the Raptors as well.
Okay.
A trade like that definitely turns the 76ers into more of a contender, but diminishes our long-term view. Where do you want to see OG Anunoby play?
Okay, thank you, Trey. One of the most recent ones that I saw was
shout out Zach Chavalella, who wrote an article on that I read.
Shout out Zach. That was awesome. Thank you. One I just saw either today or yesterday was the possibility of OG going to the Memphis Grizzlies. And although I've kind of been annoyed with their franchise and team this year as of late, I think it would be really cool to see OG on that team, and it would definitely make them better, push the needle to a more championship caliber team. But yeah, that's all I got. They'd have to give up. I don't even know, but it'd be cool to see.
We'll definitely go more in depth on OG next week too. Yeah, just because next week's gonna be the trade.
Next week is the trade deadline, dude. On the 9th,
we're gonna go crazy.
Ooh, I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I have the document finished.
Word.
32 players.
Perfect. But
bam.
Other than that, that's all I got. Thank you again for listening. Shout out Justin. It was a pleasure having you on.
Thanks for coming on, man, as our first guest of all time.
Yeah.
That's so
cool.
Only
took us 19, but hey.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, honestly.
Pretty good.
I'd say so. We'll have to do it more often. So if you guys are interested, reach out to us on any one of our socials.
And, click our link tree in any of our bios. Yeah. Our email's on there too. Just reach out.
Yep. But it's a pleasure, like I said, and we'll see you guys next time.
Deuces. It's been real. It's been fun. But it ain't been real fun. But it has been, because it's the 50 Shades of NBA podcast, the only basketball podcast on earth.
Yep. In the entire galaxy, the Milky Way.
Bam. All right. Deuces.
Deuces.